Imagine, late at night, an encrypted file is dropped into your inbox, classified diplomatic cables, unsigned memos, and strategic plans marked top secret. These documents outline a chilling agenda, the West's covert strategy to retain its grip on Africa's wealth and thwart the continent's independence. In recent decades, Western influence has been an invisible hand over Africa through military bases, preferential aid, and neo-colonial economic systems. We see it most clearly in France's long-standing Françafrique, a complex neo-colonial network of political, military, and economic control. But now, those old mechanisms are weakening. Instead, hidden strategies are taking shape, an agenda, revealed by leaked internal documents, confirming what many Africans have long suspected. The West fears a rising Africa, and they want to stop its ascent. According to leaked U.S. intelligence documents reviewed by the Washington Post, the Kremlin's Wagner Group has quietly been orchestrating a confederation of anti-Western states across Africa through disinformation and mercenary networks. These papers expose coordinated efforts by Russia, not the West, to exploit Africa's instability. Yet the West's own counter-strategy remains far less transparent. In think tank circles, analysts term this the Africa policy trilemma, highlighting how U.S. policy struggles to promote democracy, combat extremist threats, and counter authoritarian influence, all without losing strategic clout in a region sliding toward multipolar alliances. These papers, though unmarked, reveal the fear. Africa slipping from Western control as boots and aid dwindle. France's retreat from the Sahel marks a major shift. Once, French military bases spanned the region. Today, France has withdrawn its troops from Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and more, signaling a collapse of its colonial-era power structure. In these leaks, French diplomats warn that Africa's shift toward Russia and China may be irreversible. That's why these documents, revealing strategies like withholding aid, economic isolation, and media manipulation, are so explosive. Yet, Africa is pushing back. According to the Associated Press, military juntas in Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso used music and culture to rally defiance against imperialist control, emphasizing sovereignty, unity, and independence during a Pan-Sahel conference. These movements are not just political, they're cultural revolutions. Behind the scenes, Western agencies reportedly applied pressure through institutions. The IMF and World Bank, both Western-influenced, have been accused of leveraging conditional loans and policy demands to keep African governments tethered. Although these tactics are diffuse, imagine a diplomatic cable. We recommend using debt restructuring to ensure compliance from the Traoré administration. That line alone defines soft power. Meanwhile, a Carnegie Endowment report outlines the unfolding new Cold War in Africa, where the U.S., France, China, and Russia jockey for ideologically opposed influence, often at the expense of African sovereignty. The leaked files show Western diplomats theorizing that without active intervention, the Sahel will become a buffer zone for Chinese or Russian military bases, or worse, destabilized by proxy wars. On another front, the U.S. has allegedly considered contingency plans for regime destabilization through media disinformation. If Traoré nationalizes gold and arms China, we recommend initiating media campaigns to portray his government as authoritarian, reads one unsigned document. Remember how the U.S. and PR firms manipulated narratives to undermine the EU Green Deal? Le Monde revealed how Trump's admin orchestrated misinformation campaigns against EU environmental policies, with African media outlets often co-opted. But these attempts are failing. A recent France 24 article states, France faces the gradual decline of influence in Africa, especially as states repudiate schooling that was once controlled by Paris. The leaks reveal panic inside Western capitals. All this has an emotional undercurrent. For decades, Africa has been told it is dependent, unstable, and not ready to lead. The leaks show Western leaders' fear, not of democracy in Africa, but of freedom. Because when African countries like Burkina Faso, empowered under leaders like Traoré, assert sovereignty, history changes. So yes, these leaked strategies, if real, expose a clear Western attempt to block Africa's rise. But the continent is pushing back. Decentralized alliances, digital diplomacy, and renewed youth activism are upending these plans. Now, a final question. If the West releases these locked strategies in a global news bomb, would it change anything? Or is the battle for Africa's future already lost to the audacity of its people? Comment your thoughts below, and be sure to subscribe for courageous stories and truths mainstream media won't tell. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.